Be a part of our newsroom. iReport, only on News 2.
Today, on an all-new Dr. Phil, she chose drugs over her kids.
It's always been me.
And lost custody.
I would love for my children to give me a second chance.
What happens?
The last time you saw him, he was 5 years old. He is now 20.
When she reunites with her son.
I don't want any connection.
I feel like I got set up here.
You're here with Dylan for the first time in 15 years. And what you want to say is, I got set up.
Plus,
I don't know what to do anymore.
a young mother addicted to heroin.
She overdosed 5 days ago.
Her family desperate for help.
She gave birth to an addicted baby.
We don't know what to do with her.
I would do whatever it took. She's in treatment or jail. There's no in between. Today, a mom accused of raising her children in conditions so bad they were often left alone to fend for themselves, hungry, cold, and dirty, while their drug-addicted mother was doing meth. Yesterday, she faced her daughter and the woman who gained custody of her son. It was not exactly a happy reunion. Take a look at what happened.
When the kids were young, I got hooked on drugs.
My mom was getting high, and if she was not getting high, she was sleeping.
She didn't mother these children. Lindsay was 10 years old, and she was Bobby Lynn's acting mother. She would steal milk from the local little gas station.
So you were stealing stuff when you were little?
Yeah.
Well, that's just great.
Seriously, Barbara?
The children had no
This doesn't have to be out of it, Patty. You've done enough already.
This
You
was
have
my
done enough.
son that you screwed up.
Your son?
Yes, my son.
He's not your son. You give birth to him?
A dog can give birth.
Lindsay had it in her mind that she wanted to go to foster care. So I finally was fed up with it, and I placed her there voluntarily. My son, Bobby Lynn, went to live with his aunt.
I had to do something.
She claims that I forced them to eat dog food. What little toddlers don't get into the dog food bowl on the kitchen floor?
I raised 3 other children, and they never ate dog food, believe me.
Robin and I raised 2 boys, and they never had any Alpo.
When Bobby Lynn came to live with us, he chose to change his name to Dylan. He didn't want anything to remind him of his previous life. He was a very troubled child. His entire existence revolved around violence.
Since when is it abuse if you spank your child?
Well, if you're a zoned-out drug addict and you're leaving marks on him, that would be win.
There was good. There was a lot of good. It wasn't all bad.
You are defensive and belligerent and illogical and trying to make sense out of nonsense.
I'm very nervous. I'm about to meet my son. It's been 15 years, and I feel scared. I'm afraid he might not forgive me.
Now, Barbara and Lindsay both want a relationship with Dylan, but Patrice doesn't think it's a good idea. Take a look.
The last time I saw my little brother, Bobby Lynn, he was 4 years old. I was extremely protective of him. I protected him because I knew the things that were going on with Barbara were not okay.
I think he's angry at me because I wasn't the best mother.
I feel that it's important for Bobby Lynn to understand that his sister and I both have always loved him. We have always wanted him in our life.
I don't know what to say to him. I want to tell him I'm sorry. I just didn't mean for things to turn out this way.
Well, it's been nearly 15 years since Barbara and Lindsay have seen Dylan. And listen, let's talk about this for a minute. So the last time you saw him, he was 5.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things
Actual visit we had was when he was 5. She brought him to visit me.
Yeah, and there were caretaker records that were part of this court proceeding, right? And in those, and the dates of the record were from January to May in 2000. And those records showed that 26 times you missed scheduled visitation. You had the opportunity and the right to see your son on 26 different occasions that you did not show up for.
It's not easy to show up for visits when they live, what was it, 3 hours away?
I'm not saying easy or hard. I'm just saying what it was.
I was homeless. I was addicted to drugs and on the street.
Yeah.
I had, you know, I couldn't.
There were 11 times you missed scheduled calls. 4 times that Dylan said that he hated you.
January of '01, what were the records then?
3 times he said he was scared of you. 3 times he had terrible nightmares. On 2 different occasions, he cried after seeing you, when he did see you. And there were 2 times that were in the record that you had broken promises to Dylan. These were things in the court record. So they were talking about who you were as a mother in that window from January to May of 2000.
I couldn't keep my word when I was in California. That's why I left. I couldn't stay clean.
I'm asking you, is what's reported here in the court record, is this accurate?
No, I don't believe it's all accurate.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, a lot of it is, but no, not all of it.
It's a matter of degree. What, 70% of it's accurate?
Well, probably
80? 90% of it's accurate?
Probably 90.
Okay, Dylan is here. He's agreed to be here. He wants to be here. He wants to talk to both of you. But we need to understand, he may want to have you in his life, maybe a step at a time, maybe not at all. Maybe he runs out here and jumps in your lap. I don't know. Same thing with you, sis. We know what Patrice thinks. She thinks not a good idea, but she acknowledges that he is now old enough to make his own choices and decisions. So I'm going to ask him to come out here, and we're going to find out what he wants. We're going to find out whether he wants you as his biological mother in his life or not, and you as his biological sister in his life or not. And we're going to hear what he says, and you're prepared for that, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. Do you want to do this?
Yes. More than anything.
All right. Here's a picture of him the last time you saw him. He was 5 years old. He is now 20. Dylan, come on out.
I would love for my children to give me a second chance.
Barbara's motive in pursuing a relationship with Dylan, she's always portrayed herself as the victim. It's always been me. I'm the victim. What about Dylan?
Barbara has been waiting for the day when she would come face to face with the young man she gave birth to. So here's a picture of him the last time you saw him. This is your picture. He was 5 years old. He is now 20. Are you ready to see Dylan?
Yes.
All right, Dylan, come on out. How you doing, man? How are you? Dylan, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
It's good to meet you. You, of course, know your sister. How long has it been since you've seen her?
Approximately 15 years.
15 years. And this is the woman that gave birth to you.
Yep.
And you haven't seen her in 15 years.
Yep.
Let's start here. Look at your mother now. What's your reaction when you see her?
She looks a whole lot different.
In what way?
She definitely looks like she has put her life together a little bit.
So this is an improvement from what you recall.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your reaction to seeing Dylan, Barbara?
It's so handsome. It's so good to see him. So good to see you.
And you haven't seen your sister for a long time. What do you have to say to her?
It's good to see you.
Me too.
What's your remembrance of your sister?
I don't remember a whole lot. To be honest, I was young. I know stories. I know I can vaguely remember her leaving into foster care, but not a whole lot.
This is a picture of her holding you. And the stories you've heard about her role in your life are what?
She definitely took care of me a lot more than my birth mom did. And I guess from what I've heard, you've looked out for me.
She looked out for you?
Yeah.
Fed you sometimes, did things to take care of you. How do you feel about that?
I feel grateful. I feel like I probably wouldn't be here today if I didn't have you looking out for me. So thank you.
I want to ask you about Barbara here in just a minute, but first, you have been raised by Patrice.
Yeah.
Is this the woman that you consider to be your mother?
Correct.
And tell me how you're doing. What's going on with you?
Right now, I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to be as successful as I can be. You know, I'm in college right now. I'm a student athlete.
So you went to school, you went to high school, and you finished?
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Graduated with a 3.0. Got my way to university, and from there, kind of just been cruising along.
And you're a student athlete?
Yeah.
What's your sport?
I'm a cross-country track runner.
Oh, God. Got a girlfriend?
No.
Well, how's that happening? Because you're not exactly unfortunate looking.
Thank you.
How do you get along with Patrice here?
We have our moments, but she definitely looks out for me. She directs me in the right path, so I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for where she's put me.
Yeah. Has it been good for you to be with her?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's taken care of you?
Mm-hmm.
Fed you, clothed you, nurtured you, gotten you along?
Everything.
Into college?
Yep.
And you're grateful for that?
Very grateful.
Do you love this woman?
Yes, I do.
Well, next, we're going to find out what Dylan has been waiting to tell Barbara and Lindsay after all these years.
When I was born, my name was Bobby Lynn. When I was adopted, I changed my name to Dylan. The fact that Barbara and Lindsay still refer to me as Bobby Lynn just makes me feel like they're stuck in the past and haven't really moved on. In my mind, my name is Dylan. It's always gonna be Dylan. Bobby Lynn was someone that I said goodbye to like 15 years ago. I'm angry at Barbara because she put me in so many bad situations. She's a horrible mother. She never looked out for me. The fact of the matter is, I don't want to have a relationship with her because she isn't my mother. I don't believe biological mothers mean you're my mother. I think the person that loves you, takes care of you, and supports you on the right path to success is a mother. Barbara, she doesn't deserve to be in my life. Barbara had her chance and she missed it. You guys set me up.
What's your reaction to what you're hearing here?
I feel like I got set up here.
Okay, well, you're here with Dylan now for the first time in 15 years. And what you want to say is, I got set up. We created this moment
I prayed for this.
you.
I wrote you.
Yeah, and so here you are.
Yeah.
And then you say, I got set up. And I assume you got set up because there has been a focus on your destructive behavior across time. I believe you can't change what you don't acknowledge.
I've always
And,
acknowledged my past.
But you haven't even acknowledged it today. You've been flip and sarcastic about it, and I understand about getting defensive and somebody's taken your inventory. You don't know what my opinion of you is. I'll tell you what my opinion of your past is. I think my opinion of you as a parent in those years that we've talked about was atrocious. And I would have taken your children if I had been in a position to render an opinion on that. They would have been gone.
That's why I called the police.
For sure. Okay, but this is now, and here you are, and Dylan sits before you.
Me like it didn't happen.
Before
and you even accused me of calling the police.
And 30 days later, Colin was arrested for meth.
Dylan sits before you.
Was
You even accused. Colin even told you that he thought I did it.
Dylan. Dylan sits before you now for the first time in 15 years, And you want to spend your time arguing with the woman who raised him and shaped him into the young man that sits here today?
She did a good
What
job.
you should be doing is saying thank you for doing my job, for stepping in and
that's what I
helping
wanted
this
to
young
say.
man. Look at this young man that sits in front of you today. He sits in that chair the way he is right now in spite of what you did and because of what she did. And I would think that you would be grateful that she stepped in here and took care of your child.
Grateful.
Then quit barking at her and say thank you.
Thank you. You did a good job.
He's the evidence that my husband and I made the right decisions in raising him.
But you turned him away from his family. He's got other family. Why did you turn
We are
everybody
his
away?
family.
You're not his
We are
only
his family.
He has
We are
other
his
family,
family.
and you should have kept him in touch with them.
We
Hey,
had no
Dylan.
legal obligation to
has
have you in his
aunts
life.
and uncles and cousins and nieces and nephews.
Dylan
You
also
shouldn't have
has a
torn him
message
from all of that.
for Lindsay. Take a look at this.
As a mother, you should know.
I appreciate the fact that Lindsay has reached out to me and she tried to make a connection, but she just needs to understand where I'm at. It would just feel weird to have a relationship with Lindsay because she feels like a stranger to me. I'm sorry that you want to have a relationship with me and I don't. However, I thank you for looking out for me when I was younger. At this point, I just want to close the door with having a relationship with Barbara and Lindsay. I just want to feel like it never happened.
What's your reaction to what Dylan just had to say on the tape?
I can relate. I support you, whatever you choose to do, and the door will just always be open. I'll always go.
What do you think about what she has to say?
I feel relieved, you know. And I'm definitely not mad at Lindsay. She's always looked out for me. From what I've heard, I can't remember a whole lot. It just feels good to have someone on my side.
So what do you do in this situation? Let me tell you what I see your options as being. Would you like to know what they are?
Yes.
Number one, you can say, good seeing y'all. I wish you the absolute best in your life, but I don't want to share it. Option two is, let's just all be one big happy family and go forward. And then there is a third. And the third is that you decide that you will take this a micro step at a time and put up some very clear boundaries that say, I do not want you to bring your drama into my life, because you need to be selfish in your own behalf here. You don't owe her anything.
As of right now, I don't want any connection. I don't want any part of my past. I'm looking at the future.
Of course.
And that's... I wouldn't want anything to do with you. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. You had your chance, and you definitely failed at that chance. Lindsay doesn't deserve to be involved in any of this, neither do I. I would be more comfortable with that, but as of right now, I have a life that has nothing to do with any of my past, and I'm trying to be successful, and I guess it's the people you surround yourself with could bring that down, like who you're associated with, if you know what I mean.
It's not something that you have to decide on today. If 30 days from now you want to let her join your Facebook page or something, do it. If you don't, don't. You have to do what's comfortable for you.
Yeah, I'm confident that I know where I am, and I'm confident that whatever decision I make is going to be the best for me.
All right. Let's leave this where it is. Next, a 22-year-old mother on the brink of death. Taylor has been using drugs since she was 15. You will be shocked at what she's willing to do to get her fix. Can she be saved before it's too late?
Taylor has overdosed 2 times in the last year. She overdosed 5 days ago.
I take every show I do very seriously, but today we are literally hoping to save a life. The life of 22-year-old mother Taylor, who overdosed for a second time just a week ago. When I say overdosed, I'm saying overdosed to the point that she had to be resuscitated, CPR, or she was dead. This is Taylor in the hospital after narrowly escaping death.
I'm coming, yes, I'm doing it. Okay. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know how to help you.
This is also Taylor just hours after getting out of that ER, screaming at her mother, refusing to go to treatment.
Did I ask you to give me a dime?
I'm just telling you.
Did I ask you
support
to give
you.
me
Go to meeting when you go to meetings and you're in recovery.
Did I ask you to give me a dime? When have I ever asked you for money? In the last...
I don't even know who you are anymore. I just don't. Don't even know who you are.
I don't know who you are. I feel abandoned.
Well,
you make me feel like I'm not
that.
worthy of love, treatment.
Okay.
When the has it ever helped me?
Now, that's the same girl that just hours before was on oxygen, just coming back to life. Now, how did this beautiful, vibrant young woman end up like this?
My daughter, Taylor, is a homeless drug addict. Taylor's drug of choice is heroin. She also does meth. She shoots it up. Taylor's life has spiraled out of control. Taylor is a thief. She was arrested 2 weeks ago, living in a motel with a boyfriend, and they were robbing homes. Taylor has overdosed 2 times in the last year. She overdosed 5 days ago. Don't cry. Okay. Seeing my daughter laying in that hospital bed is probably the most painful thing I've ever had to deal with.
See, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know how to help you.
Because of Taylor's addiction, I now have custody of her 2-year-old son. Taylor's addiction has been so bad that I can't allow her to come see her son. I don't even know who you are anymore. Honey, you're skinny, you're losing weight.
I'm skinny, big lip. That's what happens when you use drugs.
Last time I saw her, she hadn't showered in days. I have a fear that she's prostituting. I know that my daughter's near death because consequences don't seem to matter anymore. Okay.
Treatment.
Okay.
When the has it ever helped me?
I really feel she's gonna die if she doesn't get help. It's awful. It's awful. I will do anything to save her life.
Obviously, something had to be done here. In my opinion, it was time to have a serious sit-down meeting with the family. Debbie and Brandon of VIP Recovery, who you know from our show, got involved directly. And take a look at what happened.
Please tell us exactly why we're here and what's going on and what created this crisis.
Taylor is a heroin addict and meth, shooting it up. I don't believe she's gonna live very much longer. She overdosed about 5 days ago.
And she was resuscitated?
She was given CPR, and then she was resuscitated and taken to the hospital.
How serious on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
Okay.
I had a conversation with Taylor. She told me, that she shot up the heroin and the meth and then took some pills and was actually disappointed that she woke up the next morning.
So she's kind of given up on life.
Yeah.
Have you planned her funeral yet?
Yeah.
Jacob?
It's all really, new to me.
I can see you love your sister a lot. Are you scared she's gonna die?
Yeah. I'm the father of Taylor's son. I'm worried that our son will grow up without a mother.
You're gonna be a huge part in helping her get through this, as you all will be.
We're fighting for her life here. We will give you directions. We'll be here to support you.
We're here to intervene, do an extraction, and get her to Dr. Phil so that he can give her the help she desperately needs to save her life.
She is on the way.
Yeah, it's time. Go.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm here with Shannon, who is the biological mother, and John, who is the biological father. Now, Taylor's grandparents, Doug, Cheryl, and Phyllis, are also here today. They're down in the front row. I'm glad you guys are here. Jacob, Taylor's younger brother, is also here. So, Jacob, I'm glad you're here. So, where is Taylor? Why is she not out here yet? Because we're not ready to talk to her yet. But what I want to know is what kind of resources I have to really turn her life around. Do you get the gravity of this?
Yes, I do.
What are you willing to do?
Anything.
I mean, do you understand that she did die last week?
I do.
So it was just a matter of somebody found her, or we wouldn't be here talking about this right now.
No, we wouldn't be here. I feel hopeless, and I don't know. I'm here for my grandson, for all of us to stop whatever it is we're doing that's contributing to it. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't.
But you understand you have contributed.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel terrible.
And how about you?
What's the question? What have I contributed?
Yes. Have you? Well, first, have you in your view?
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Because I was told you said if I said you had any responsibility in this, you were going to give me an earful. So I got 2 ears. Fill them up.
I don't know who said that. But,
you actually did say that.
Okay. But
do you not remember saying that?
No.
Are you a drug user?
In the past, yeah.
Now?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I take prescription medications.
What are you taking?
I am taking right at the moment morphine and Dilaudid and Valium.
Morphine, Dilaudid, and Valium?
Yes. I'm under doctor's supervision, under a pain management doctor. I have a fractured vertebrae. It's an ongoing
how long have
situation.
You been on these?
Just about a month now.
You've had problems with addiction in the past?
Yeah.
Have you given her any drugs?
No.
What about yesterday?
Okay, yesterday you guys said she needed something.
She was going through withdrawals and refusing to get on a plane.
Right.
So I suggested that the two of you go in a room and make a decision about what you were going to do. When I confronted you about that last night when we arrived here, because by her behaviors, I could tell she was prancing through the airport.
Right.
There was nothing wrong with this girl. She was not withdrawing. And you said you gave her 90 milligrams of morphine, extended release. She slept like a baby through the night, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
I was very concerned about her.
I really feel kind of thrown under this bus because I told them that I was not wanting to do this to begin with.
Not wanting to do what?
To give her anything.
Right.
And I guess maybe I assumed that they thought that I should give her something to get her through the withdrawals of getting here, and I was not given any kind of guidance on doing anything.
Debbie is a psychiatric nurse, and she is not going to tell you to go give your daughter 90 milligrams of time
but she's not
release
telling
morphine.
me not to either.
Did you ask me, should I give her 90 milligrams?
No.
Correct.
If it had been left on my own, I wouldn't have done anything.
I was right there. You could have come out and asked me. And also, let me remind you, yesterday in the car when you said you were going to give Dr. Phil an earful, that was in the car on the way to the airport.
And that was just a joking thing.
But the fact that you said you didn't remember is the reason I asked you what you were taking, because I knew that it happened within the last 24 hours. And if you don't remember it, something's impairing your memory. I want to know, if you are an addict or an alcoholic, I need to know it.
I do not believe I am, no.
Your daughter is shooting up heroin, and the medication you're taking on a daily basis put her to sleep.
She has a gun charge. If she got out of rehab, I would go to the police. I would insist they put her in jail, and I damn sure wouldn't let you or you or you or you or you bail her out. People are pointing their finger at Phyllis some, saying that Phyllis is an enabler here. Phyllis, is she living with you?
No, she's not living with me.
But she comes there and stays some?
Periodically, but not that often.
Why do you say that you think she enables your daughter, along with you and your husband?
She'll call, Taylor will call in the middle of the night with nowhere to go, and Phyllis has called me and said, should I go pick her up? I don't know what to do, or should I pay for the hotel? And we've had discussions about that. And
what do you
I
say
said no.
when she
I
asked
said
you
no. In the last year, I've really worked hard at not at not enabling, not giving money, not doing that. And
you're saying she does it anyway.
And yes, she has done it anyway. And then, you know, I feel like I've done a lot of trying to get help. I haven't got everybody else on board so we can all be on the same page and learn that we're doing the wrong things. Like, I really don't want to do the wrong things, Dr. Phil.
Have you made mistakes here? Have you done more for her than you should?
Yes, I have probably. I have.
And it's difficult. I mean, it's your grandchild.
It is. I don't think there's that many times, but I definitely have. I guess I was probably just denying it.
Wow. She gave birth to an addicted baby. And how can we be in denial and it's not serious?
We have epically failed at everything we have done at raising her and doing the right thing for her. But at this point, we don't know what to do with her. We both would do anything we possibly could do to help her out. But we don't have the slightest clue on what that is.
Well, step one is you need to get off all those drugs.
All right.
I'm telling you. You may not be an addict in terms of the definition of going and buying street drugs and going to drug houses and smoking black tar heroin and that sort of stuff, but if you are on Dilaudid and morphine and Valium and you're taking those things every day and you've had this problem for 10 years and you're getting this stuff from a pain clinic, you got a problem. And that ain't good for you, and it certainly doesn't prepare you to be there for her.
You are my last hope. I have exhausted every resource in the last year, turned over every corner, and I don't know. You're the only one I thought I could get everyone together to help us all, so it isn't this vicious cycle that we keep doing. And she's gonna die as a result of all of it.
Here's my concern about what's going to happen. This is Ben Levinson. He is the founder and chairman of the board of the Origins Recovery Center and Hannah's House. This is a dual diagnosis treatment center where they deal with the psychological aspects that coexist with the drug addiction. Ben, grade my paper here, because here's exactly what's going to happen. I can write you the letters that she's going to send you from treatment. She's going to say, oh my God, these people are horrible. You need to come get me. This is not the answer. There's more drugs in here than there is on the street. You need to come and get me. And my concern is what you're going to do when you get that letter.
Every client sends that letter because at some point during the treatment process, everything that we do absolutely threatens the existence of addiction, and it makes a last gasp for its life.
My attitude is you never, ever surrender to the disease. She has a gun charge. If she got out of rehab, I would go to the police. I would insist they enforce that. I would insist they put her in jail, and I damn sure wouldn't let you or you or you or you or you bail her out. I would do whatever it took. She's in treatment or jail. Yep. There's no in between. It's just that simple. Yes. So the question is, do you have the guts to put your daughter in prison if that's what it takes? Do you have the guts to put your daughter in prison if that's what it takes? You use whatever leverage you have. So she has to understand, you know what? These old sons of bitches are serious this time.
Yes.
Look, let's take a break. Interventionist Debbie and Brandon went to extract Taylor and bring her here to me. Were they successful? We're going to find out what happens when we come back.
Sit down.
Oh my God.
Come in.
Oh,
come on in. Come on. Get in and sit down.
Oh my God.
Come on.
So Taylor, why do you think we're here?
Because I'm a drug addict. I'm not trying to be on TV. Like, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to air my dirty laundry on TV.
We all understand this isn't how you planned on spending your day, but you do acknowledge that, you do have a problem with heroin, correct?
I know that.
And did something just recently happen that might have scared you a little bit?
Yeah, I overdosed.
You overdosed on
Heroin and meth.
Did you have to go to the hospital for that?
Yeah.
Did you almost die?
Yeah.
I was addicted to the same thing. It almost killed me too, but I'm here today because I had a family like you have here that is willing to do anything to save you.
You need help, Taylor. You there?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes.
Honey, I love you. I want you to be in Ethan's life. I don't want to go to the hospital anymore. When you call and see that number come up, I don't. I can't.
I miss the Taylor that used to be the smile on your face. Just let somebody help you be happy.
Would you do it even for your grandpa? Please?
I miss you, Taylor. I hate not seeing you anymore. You know how important you are to me, Taylor.
Taylor, Dr. Phil McGraw has chosen you, and he would like to speak with you. Are you willing to go with us?
Right now?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
She said she would come, at least this far.
Yeah.
Taylor, come on out. Taylor, I'm Dr. Phil. How are you?
I feel like
So how are you feeling right now physically?
awful.
What's happening?
My body just hurts.
I'm sorry?
My body hurts. I can't sit still.
Are you coming down?
Yeah.
So you're withdrawing?
Yeah. I'm freezing.
What have you been taking?
Heroin.
How much and how often?
Like 1.5 grams a day every day.
1.5 grams a day?
Yeah.
What else are you taking?
Meth, and that's about it.
Are you a drug addict?
Yeah.
Why?
Why am I a drug addict?
Yeah. Why are you doing that instead of having a job, pulling your own weight in society and doing what you need to do?
I don't know. It makes me feel better. It doesn't make, I don't feel pain anymore.
Physical pain, emotional pain?
Emotional pain.
What's the emotional pain from?
I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with growing up. My dad not being around and my mom always focusing on my dad and not having really a family. When I walked into the room when my family was all there yesterday, I felt like they were just having like another party that I wasn't invited to because I'm the drug addict.
So where's this headed?
I'm gonna die.
At some point, doesn't this need to stop? Doesn't this need to stop?
Yeah.
Because I've spent all of this time out here with your family instead of you. You know why? Because I've been telling these people they need to change their game. They need to understand that things change. When I get involved, I play hardball with you. You can throw tantrums, you can throw fits, you can have an anxiety attack, fall out on the floor and pass out. I'll step right over you and keep going. Because you know what? You'll wake up in a little while. That's Ben Levinson right there. Say hello, Ben. Raise your hand so she can see you. Ben is from Origins Recovery Center. It's a treatment center that is very isolated, and it's different in this regard. It's a dual diagnosis treatment center. It doesn't deal just with the addiction. It deals with everything else that's fueling you, all of the anger, all the resentment, all the bitterness, all the feelings of abandonment, all of the guilt that you have over what you've done to your son, all the anger and rage you have towards these people in your lives. It gets you to a point where you have to resolve those things. I am like the Terminator. I have no side agenda here. It's one, and that's to get you clean and get you a chance at your life. Do you want in this world?
Yeah.
Are you willing to do the work while she's gone that you need to do?
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah. Yes.
Ben, do you want to take this on?
Absolutely, we'll take it on. Everybody here has to change. You guys have to focus on getting well, and we'll get her and help her focus on getting well. And then we'll decide if you guys can come back together again or not.
And you'll help guide that process with this family as well.
Absolutely.
I want to thank all of my guests today. Debbie, Brandon, thank you too for going up there and all the work that you've put in on getting Taylor here today. I mean, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you guys reached out.
Also, of course, a very special thanks to Ben Levinson, founder and chairman of the board for Origins Recovery Centers and Hannah's House, for their help with Taylor. For more information on today's show, go to drphil.com. If you want to know more about the work that Debbie and Brandon are doing and paying forward, we're going to have a link to their VIP services on our website today, so you can see that and get there. Guys, you know, there comes a time when you've hit the bottom.
I'm there.
It's the last rung on the ladder.
Yep.
It's a long fall from here.
Yep.
So you need to do this.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much.